Okay, so now you know what it is. You know that learning by design has a lot that goes into it, but there's a reason. So you might be asking, why are we encouraging you to use this approach? So if we talk about Mary Kalantzis and Bill Cope's article, The Teacher as Designer Pedagogy in the New Media Age, that's the age we're living in right now, okay? They focused on the change, the paradigm shift going on in society. So, a long time ago, we were in an early industrial society, okay, where you had classrooms that had, sitting in rows, um, discipline was very strong, and focus was a lot more on listening to the teacher, memorizing, and repetition, and reproducing that information. Then we had that shift from that early industrialized society to a developed industrialized society. So things shifted a little bit, and we were focusing a little bit more on the students' knowledge um, and getting other people to come by into a classroom. So you'd have guest speakers come in, and there's higher levels of communication and skills, learning abilities coming into play. We'll take that one step further in a knowledge society where we are now. You think about all the amounts of knowledge that are possible. We talked about the internet before, earlier on in this portfolio, and how there's a mass stimulation of information available at our fingertips. Well, that's the world we're living in. And as Cope and Kalantzis point out, education has to change as such. The goal of education is to be able to prepare our students to navigate the challenges of knowledge and learning in a school system how to succeed, but how they can navigate all these challenges and those obstacles as well in the real world after school. We're getting them ready to be active, productive members of a society. Okay, so in a knowledge society, you need that type of education to be able to tailor the learning to adjust to those needs. So we have a value in relationships. There's complex uh, amount of structure in society where you have to take into consideration creativity and productivity and synthesizing new forms of information and helping the world. Okay, that growth. So you're getting a difference now in the education. We're focusing on active, aware, critically able thinking students. So they're working on that critical thinking. They're working on um, being able to take knowledge in a whole bunch of different ways, okay, and learning from it, making those connections, making their learning meaningful, and being able to output it in some creative way. We have all the different multimedia. We have multimodal. Okay, that is a big key word here in this type of realm with multiliteracies. So multimodal, being able to learn in a variety of ways. So I'm gonna bring you, I'm gonna get you to look back once you're done watching this video to the colored chart at the beginning. I got you to look at it recently. Okay, with the four sections. Okay, so you have experiencing, conceptualizing, analyzing, and applying. Okay, so these are a way that a teacher can navigate how they want to teach their class pedagogically. Okay, and remember the difference between instruction and pedagogy. Pedagogy is focusing more where the teacher is the facilitator of knowledge. Okay, a lecture, you're there, instruction, the students are just taking in the information, memorizing and reproducing. Okay, whereas with pedagogy, you're the facilitator as the teacher, and you're getting them to take ownership over their learning. Okay, ownership is huge, it makes it meaningful, and then they're taking their learning in a direction that they want to go. But you're guiding them, right? So you're the guide. So those four grids, okay, that refer to those four sections are a way that we use different strategies. They talk about the different ways of learning that we put forth for our students. So I like the quote that says that education is a business of broadening not just learners' specific knowledge, but their capacities to make knowledge for different disciplines and different purposes. Okay, so that's from Kalantzis and Cope. Okay, the same article we've been discussing, and that just goes to show that us as educators, our job is to not say, "Hey, you need to know what I have to say," but to increase their capacities, their abilities to go find those informations. They know a lot of stuff and they can go find things in the world. So that's what we're encouraging. Let's see what they can do. Okay? So that's the kind of classroom that we're in now based on the society we live in. So it has to reflect the needs of society in the classroom. So that's the why. Okay? And it's incredibly important nowadays. And if you watch the next link to the right about how to put this into practice in your classroom, we're going to give you some steps about how to do that and some examples.